It's a rivalry that defines the sport. One that everyone points to when asked what makes a good or classic rivalry in college football. The Scarlet and Gray against the Maize and Blue. Two diametrically opposed programs who will meet again to continue a rivalry that has had everything from Heisman statements to pepper spray at midfield. Welcome to the Big House, Michigan Stadium. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Michigan Wolverines. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, as you know, anytime Ohio State plays at Michigan, it can be really intense, and that's already something we've seen here in the pregame. You might remember teams shared the tunnel coming out onto the field, and I could see a little bit of a pregame scuffle, guys pushing, shoving, getting it mixed up. Already this rivalry game is turned up. The heat is on here at Michigan. Guys?
We'll keep an eye on that, Holly. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. The Buckeyes offense will go on the attack first. Ohio State pulled out a classic and won close over the Wolverines last season.
Man, it's so nice to know you got a team that in the biggest moments in the game, the huge rivalry game, your big game of the year, they can come up clutch and make those big plays. Ohio State did a year ago. Can this team handle the moment now against the new Michigan team?
Well, oftentimes in great rivalries like this, the game is going to go right down to the wire. And that loss last year, that really propelled Michigan this offseason. They did extra sprints. They spent extra time in the weight room. Fourth quarter. That was a major point of emphasis all offseason, getting ready for this one. They know they've got to dial in this one late.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. On the run, it's Jackson. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders.
And we kind of wondered coming into this game, do they want to run it up the middle? Do they want to run it near that big fella at defensive tackle? Because he's a grown man, makes plays all over the field. They try him early. I wonder if they'll keep trying him, because we haven't seen a lot of people week in and week out that has been able to block that big fella.
Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. The Wolverines offense gets to come out for its first possession of the game. And here comes Bryce Underwood. More than 300 yards passing and a couple of touchdowns last time out. Keeps it on the ground. Surged ahead for a couple there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. And these teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
The Wolverines line up to punt it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Special teams coming through as they pin him back. They'll mark it dead at the 10. So here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Hit and dropped, and he got nothing on first down. Man, oh man, that ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
Finds just enough daylight to work his way up to the 19-yard line.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Oh, the defense moved in there too quickly. You think it's never going to work until it does, and that'll be a first down. So the early contact for the defense, and they'll move it up 5 yards. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Quick give. It's Jackson. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
On the run, it's Jackson. Pickup of 5. It's now 2nd and 5.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Grab behind the line. It's Odom. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. You can grab, but you can't hold on. A defensive holding penalty will give this offense a first down. 3 yards, first down for the offense after that penalty. They go play action with St. Clair. That's caught. It's Jackson. Could not make his way to the corner. These two first squared off in 1897, and this rivalry is almost like a history of the sport itself.
So much history, so much tradition. I can go back to 2006 when they were 1 and 2 in the country. These games really matter. The uniforms are clean. The athletes are flowing. There's tons of athletes all over the place. This is always a huge showdown.
And you think about some of the great coaches that have graced the sidelines in this rivalry. Bo Schembechler at Michigan and Woody Hayes at Ohio State. And it's amazing, in a conference full of trophy games, maybe the greatest rivalry doesn't even have one.
St. Clair from the gun on 3rd down. Left side, it's Moore. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run. They knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Run the gun on 3rd down, St. Clair. Out wide right, it's Johnson. And he's dragged down. They'll mark it at the 19. Into the red zone. It'll be first down. And the Buckeyes go back to work after moving the chains through the air. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Jackson. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
And I tell you what, this freshman, he's built a little bit different, man. This is a guy that likes to be down in the box, likes to come downhill, likes to tackle. Palmer, I've been really impressed. Watching him a week ago and watching him now, man, he is not afraid to get in there and hit somebody right in the mouth.
He reminds me in some ways of Caleb Downs, his true freshman year at Alabama, just blowing up on the scene. He was probably the Crimson Tide's best defensive player as a true freshman, and then transferred to Ohio State, won a national championship, and then was a first-round draft pick. This kid has similar ability, and he has the same chances, I think, to impact this defense in a similar way.
And he got it so close to that first down marker, but they still have a little work to do. It'll be 4th down.
And this defense did exactly what they wanted to do. You force the passing situations. Now what do? Now you can drop back, play pass, and when the quarterback scrambles,
he's got it. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going.
Well, to heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip-shot field goal with where they were on that fourth down. But they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
No room to run, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal.
I think one of the keys to this defense's success all season has been how good they've been stopping the run. They are a top 10 unit when it comes to rushing defense, and it's helped them out this year down in the red zone.
And he breaks the play. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
That's a nice job by the offense there in their second drive. I know in the opening possession you go 3 and out, you're scratching your head. That didn't obviously go the way you wanted to, but a good job of sort of collecting yourselves, going through the next couple play calls and making sure everybody's back on the same page. We saw this offense, David, on this drive really be in sync and finally find the rhythm.
You got to like the answers, right? Like sometimes you come out, sometimes you're situated and you're ready to rock and roll and it comes out hot. Sometimes it doesn't, but I like the response. Their defense does their job, gets them the football back. They come out, execute. Nice job getting on the scoreboard.
They'll get this drive going from the 17. They'll run it. Drop immediately. He got nothing on first down.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
The moments, the big plays from rivalry games like this went etched in your memories, and here are some that I'm sure will bring back some warm and some heartbreaking memories. First play of the period will be a 2nd down. The give to the back. May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets them out to the 25-yard line. So they're facing 3rd and short from the 25. Making the adjustment on the play. Underwood from the gun on 3rd down. On target. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line. And the Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. On the run, it's Briggs.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Rides to the back. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good game, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
Bryce Underwood from the gun on 3rd down. He's got it. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a 1st down. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the 1st.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
Great awareness that time by the safety. He's obviously spent a lot of time in the film room. The D-line was upfield. It looked like that one might be a big gainer on the running back screen, but did you see how fast the safety came screaming down? He saw that thing coming from a mile away, and he's able to make a big-time stop. I don't know if the quarterback read the coverage properly on that one, but obviously the result is an incompletion.
They've been very good at moving the chains on third down. 2 for 2 on this drive. This time they need 6. Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. Escapes the pressure to his right. Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a 4th down.
Love the effort on defense that time. That looked like that was going to be a completion downfield, but the physicality of the defender jarred the ball loose.
It's 4th down and 6, and they'll try to convert. Wide receiver going in motion. Underwood to throw for it on 4th. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Intercepted.
And once the QB left the pocket, it felt like he was locking in on his dude, his playmaker out wide. I think the defense knew it too. Nice job taking the big playmaker away, breaking on the football, and going making a big INT for this defense.
Tavian on the play action. Unleashes one. It's dropped after taking the hit. There's so many great rivalries in college football, guys, but I think this one, because of the disdain and the excellence, sort of rises to the top.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there are great rivalries scattered all around this country. In-state rivalries, interconference rivalries, a great history, great pageantry. But I think what makes Ohio State versus Michigan unique is the fact that more often than not, these are two teams competing for national championships at the end of the year, and this game really does determine the national landscape.
And 19 national championships between the two teams. Late in the year, it always matters. You go back to 2006, number 1 versus number 2. So always disdain, always hate. Don't even call each other by their names. Like, this rivalry means so much to college football.
Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down at 2nd and 6. Motion from the wideout. Throws it back. Rushes on. Out wide left, it's Chambers. Here he goes. Tag. Touchdown, Wolverines. He got loose and it was lights out after that.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. On the draw, it's Jackson. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They'll run the counter. Nice move there. They've pushed it out to the 39 after picking up 5. As they unpack the pile, it's part of Ohio State's DNA to have a lethal running game.
And this is a trend, Reese. We can go back as long as you want to go back, and we can go back a couple years to J.K. Dobbins, and we can go all the way back to Eddie George. They always find great running backs at Ohio State.
The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Pulls it in. It's Odom. He's across the 50 and out of bounds at the 49, and a great pickup on that one.
I know he's got the height and weight of a tight end, but, man, the way he runs routes and how good he is with the ball in his hands, it just reminds you of a wide receiver. He's so athletic. This is a guy that has a basketball background in high school, and you see it pan out. Every time he has the football, he just looks like the best athlete on the field for a big guy. Very, very unique.
He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling.
You know, there used to be a time in college football where tight ends were just possession receivers. You'd throw it to them and they'd go down right away. Not this guy. That was a short throw. And then he shows you the athleticism once he has the ball in his hands. That's why he is such a tough matchup for any defense. Man, he's a problem.
Pulled down there, but they'll move the sticks, and it's a first down. The Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They go play action with St. Clair. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Man, I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And the score comes on a 12-yard touchdown pass. On the move from inside is 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. The Michigan offense heads out to get this drive started. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Sells to run, wants to pass. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
Well, the offense got themselves into trouble. They're back in their own end. It's an obvious passing situation, so the defense is just pinning their ears back, and they're trying to get after him. They could not allow him to escape, step up, get rid of the football. They take a sack very close to the goal line.
They'll leave it with the lone back. He's loose at the 15. Nice pickup on that one. Makes up for some of the lost yardage, but they are still facing a third down here late in the half. Trying to pick up a first down. Underwood in the gun on third down. He's going for the big play. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. The Wolverines will bring the punt team onto the field. Solid punt, headed toward the sideline, trying to make it tough to return. Waning seconds of the first half, let's see just how aggressive they'll be. Tavian St. Clair fires to the wideout. Interception! You don't see him make that kind of mistake very often. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. And they head to the locker room, 2 quarters in the books, and time for us now to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football studio with scores from around the country.
A lot of scoreboard watching today, fellas, but fear not, Week 13, we've got you covered here on the College Football Update Show. Let's open the show with Vanderbilt taking on the Tennessee Volunteers.
The Buckeyes will kick it off to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. What do you got on the sideline, Holly?
Hey, guys, I caught up with Coach Whittingham at the half. They have found a lot of positive momentum here during this winning streak, but it is in jeopardy right now. He said this is the moment we have to come out and assert ourselves and be dominant to start the third quarter, gain some momentum here, and change the course of this game. Guys?
Appreciate that, Holly. After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Straight ahead, it's Briggs. Briggs into the open. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Well, another incompletion, and you can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what their stats are on paper, but they're playing better football. They're playing with better effort, and right now they're making the most plays.
The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Man, what a great play by that cornerback. There's so much space out here in football, the way they spread you out, but to be able to break on the football when it's thrown on those quick passes like that, nice job by the cornerback.
Lined up in the gun on third down, Underwood. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. And the Wolverines will send out the punt unit. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Finds a crease, it's Jackson. Just what the doctor ordered to get away from the shadow of that goalpost and pick up a first down at the 23.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north fast.
St. Clair ran through the contact, and he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Caught over the middle, it's Jackson. Tackled at the 43 after picking up 10.
And that's a nice job by the offense. Man, I love when offenses can go 5 wide, spread the formation, find the matchup they want. This time, it's the running back turned wide receiver. They get him the football, and he does the rest and gets upfield. But nice job spreading the formation and really making the defense make a decision.
He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. And the Buckeyes can really attack on this second and short. Running inside, it's Jackson. He'll be dragged to the ground, but it'll be a first down.
Man, that was a good run, but it was almost even better. Great job by the offense. Keep the running game going. You get big chunks like this. Not only was that a big chunk, it also looked like it could have gone for more.
They'll ride the hot hand. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
He's stopped, but he's got enough to move the chain. The Buckeyes pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. They think there's room to run to the right here. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
And that was a creative play call, but a better defensive play to stop it for no gain.
Everybody loves those trick plays, man, those misdirections, but the problem is when you stay home and you play the play really disciplined and sound like this defense does, you knock it dead, and a lot of times for a loss, and put the offense in a bind.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. Absolutely perfect. And now the lead is even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And here's the return. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Wolverines offense heads out ready to go on the attack. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. Out of the gun, the running back has it. He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain.
Love the play call on the RPO, and you're just really trusting this running back to be able to make a guy miss and then get into the second level. The offensive line did their job, gave him a crease, but that was the running back making that linebacker miss in the hole before getting north.
Gets open down the middle. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
And, man, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of this offense being aggressive, taking shots on early downs. It doesn't have to be run, pass. Being a little bit more diverse. They've struggled today to find big plays. That's a big one there.
Great play by the cornerback. He was just way too physical at the point of attack. He beat his man trying to block him, and he tackled that receiver on the screen.
They got 3 on the last pass. Here comes 2nd and 7. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. To the back. All things considered, he's probably lucky to be back to the line of scrimmage.
Now, you want to be a great run defense, your DBs have to be great tacklers. And I love the way he comes up, sees the run. I know he makes the money in the back end covering passes, but when you got a guy that can fly up and make tackles, man, does your defense go to a different level.
Underwood from the gun on 3rd down. Big hit, knocks the ball away, and it'll force him into a 4th down. The Wolverines will punt this one away. He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
Don't you love energetic defenses that fly around, that make things happen? The ones that get in the backfield, the running back tries to go somewhere. Where do you want him to go? There is nowhere to go. Nice job by the defense, creating the tackle for a loss on 1st down.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. They get to him as he throws. Timed it perfectly to knock him free and forces the 3rd down.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
St. Clair from the gun on 3rd down. Unloads in the nick of time.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
The Buckeyes will line up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. On the return. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. Here's Underwood to throw. Under pressure. Incomplete, and they tried to catch him flat-footed on 1st down, but the defense was ready.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding leverage. I can't let that fast sucker get outside of me towards the sidelines. Nice job expanding with him and then going and making a tackle. One of the hardest things to do in football is tackle guys in the...
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. He's now up to 70 yards on the ground, and that magical 1,000-yard mark is oh so close. Big plays like that makes play calling so much easier. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 34. Looking downfield, it's Underwood. Stepping to the right. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
You can sense the frustration building on the field and on the sideline for this team because on paper, they're the better team. From a player standpoint, from a record standpoint, things just not going their way in this game, and someone's going to have to step up and make a play to turn this thing around.
Very close to putting a bow on this one. Gives us a minute to check out the top 25 here in the final week of the season and to wonder what type of impact this result will have on these rankings. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. Right back to it. He gets nothing. Nowhere to go, and it'll be fourth down. And now on fourth down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. And he got it! And now it's a one-possession game.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. Holly, what update do you have for us?
Here on Ohio State's sideline, the guys on the sideline are really talking about what's at stake right now. We know these two top 15 teams have an opportunity to get to the college football playoff late in the season, but right now is their opportunity to make some noise. Everybody's amped up, a lot of excitement and momentum. We'll see if they're able to finish out this game strong. I'll keep you posted on how they're doing down here on the field. Back to you.
All right, Holly. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Left side is Moore. Makes the grab and down immediately. He picks up a few.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. And the Buckeyes send out the punt unit. Trying to get started. He's got great speed. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Throws it back. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Still on his feet at the 45. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37. First and 10. Hand off from the shotgun.
I love the play call by the offense here running the ball. The score is what it is right now. You don't have to panic. You don't have to throw it every single down. You don't have to go up-tempo. Just run your stuff. Be balanced. Run the football. Make sure this defense stays honest.
In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. They'll move the wide receiver. Underwood. No more time to throw. Quarterback is sacked at the 35.
You know, as an offense, you're playing this defense. They're in a 3-4 alignment. And you're worried about the pass rush coming off the edge. How about big fella in the middle? Completely collapsed the pocket on that play.
He lobs one high down the left side. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Hit and drop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Handoff again. Burrows his way for a couple. He's out to the 8.
And ball security at this point is at a premium for this offense. You're backed up in your own end. You've got the lead, so you want to be able to run the football and stay on the field, bleed the clock. But you know the defense is going to be ripping away at it, right? They're going to be trying to get hats to the football and forcing a fumble. So whoever's got the ball has got to have two hands on it this drive.
They get him stopped, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Buckeyes will try to pin them back with the punt. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Looks it in at the 40. Wide open, and it's a foot race. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. Let's go to the sideline in Holly Rowe.
Reporting from the Wolverines sideline, I can see a developing situation with their quarterback and the coaches. Their QB has struggled here today with the turnovers, and there's a lot of conversation. They're showing him those mistakes on the film, trying to get him to see what he's missing. They want to get some confidence built back up in this quarterback, but right now he's shaking his head like, I've got this, I've got this. We'll see if he really does here to take the field. Guys?
Okay, Holly. Motion from the wide receiver. Throwing, Underwood. Moving out to the right. He'll pull it down and run. He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play.
4th quarter, obviously, trailing in a football game, you're going to need this dude, your quarterback, to make plays. And you got to call plays like this where it's a pass, and he still takes off and gets the first down. It's his time. It's the 4th quarter. You're trailing. The ball's in his hands.
You got to love the physicality up front by the defense there, allowing only a minimal gain. These are big bodies on the D-line. They eat up blocks, allow the linebackers to run free and make stops.
Snagged in the middle. It's Marsh. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety.
Throw to the end zone, picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
And some guys just have a knack of finding the football, and he is one of them. Like, you can just tell when the ball's in the air, he's like, that is mine. His second big game-changing play in this football game.
Now the Wolverines call a timeout. It's their first. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Tackle behind the line, and he'll lose one on the play. No wasted time as the defense uses a timeout here. 1:54 left to play.
And that's exactly what you would expect from this offense. Listen, when you're in that 1 to 2 minute range and you got the football and you got a lead, it's smash mouth, it's keep that clock running, it's ground game. So interesting now on this 3rd down what they do next, but we got to.
And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Michigan choosing to spend its final timeout here. And now they are powerless to stop the clock with a timeout. Punt is in the air. Searching for space. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. So here comes the Michigan offense. First play of the drive comes from the 41. Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth.
Well, here we are late in the game, and this secondary, they are still covering. They forced the QB to hold on to it, and then he bailed out, trying to buy himself more time. And because he couldn't get rid of the football so quickly early, that allowed the pass rush to get to him.
Wide open downfield. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. Back to pass, it's Underwood. Right side, it's Chambers.
And that's a great throw by this young man. Listen, he's had an up-and-down day, actually probably a little bit more down than up, but this is the big moment. This is where his team needs him to come through. Great start. Let's see if he can put this together.
Going for it all. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it. But you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback, and again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
Most important part of a clutch drive, piece together some first downs. Get in position, and here they are on 1st and 10. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds. He'll be short of the 1st down.
The thing I like about this slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route run. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
And the Wolverines can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Escapes the pressure going right. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
Well, the quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that you feel like you can run in your sleep.
Right at the line. That'll be enough for the 1st down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Here's Underwood to throw. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. He just wisely got rid of that one. The worst thing that can happen to you is to turn it over on 1st down in the red zone.
And obviously that wasn't a great play for this offense, but the defense did their job. They flushed him outside the pocket. But nothing worse than getting tackling in bounds or throwing it for a 4-yard gain, letting that clock tick. Nice job throwing it away, saving as much time as you can.
Trying to get rid of it. He just threw that one away. Nobody was getting open. He had to live to find another play in the red zone. It'll be 3rd down.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are. You're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Looking for the score. Almost intercepted, and that might have been the ball game if he had held on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Man, what a big...
Now, wait just a second here. I don't see the kicker coming out. I think they're going to go for it here. Bryce Underwood to throw for it on 4th. Fires into the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. The game may be the best rivalry in college football, and